I have a problem with responsibility. Maybe not quite what you're thinking, but maybe your story will resonate, or maybe you will completely disagree with me. Hang around, let me tell you my story. I'm not wired to be naturally systematic. In fact, I can be quite random, quite all over the place. But I want to tell you a story about how I discovered that there is a counterfeit version of what I do for people, and there is an authentic version. So the counterfeit version I call responsibility, and the authentic version I call holding space. So let me tell you a couple of stories to contrast these two so that you can understand a little bit of what I'm speaking about. And then I'm going to relate it back to leadership and to our quote for the week from Goldie Hawn. So let me start with this. I have discovered some time ago that there is something I am brilliant at. Maybe better than most people. It's something I use in mentoring. It's something I use in leadership development. It's something I use in leadership training and facilitation. And it's that I have a magical ability to hold space. Now you may think, what on earth are you talking about, Ian? Well, let me tell you a little bit. I'll give you one simple example. I ran our Who Am I Leadership Bootcamp in October last year here in South Africa. And what actually happened is I ran this thing. It was 48 hours long, Friday afternoon till Sunday afternoon. And on the Saturday, for example, I did 9 coaching sessions, one-on-one coaching sessions. I held the space throughout. I didn't use any slides. I did show some videos, and we had a look at many, many different aspects of this particular thing of who am I. We did some improv work. We did some storytelling. It was an incredible weekend. And here's the crazy thing. I held that space for everybody for that 48 hours. And at the end, I wasn't tired. I'm very used to where I've done training in the past, where at the end of a weekend like that, I would have needed a week off. Not this time. I wasn't tired. I was energized. I was energized during it, but it was a relaxed energy of holding space and watching people grow, watching people develop. Now I want to contrast that with the counterfeit version. And the counterfeit version I call responsibility. Now, obviously the word responsibility has many positive connotations, but for me, it's very negative. So for example, in my Strengths Finder, responsibility as a talent theme is in my bottom 10. So when I am trying to be that, it's not authentically me. And I'll give you a simple example. A couple of years ago, a few friends and myself went away for a few days onto the Robberg Nature Reserve, and we actually slept in the shack there. And I remember being exhausted at the end of the time. Short fuse, irritable. And looking back on it, I realized I was owning everybody else's happiness for that time away and wasn't voicing my own needs, getting my own needs met. I took responsibility for everybody else having a good time and never geared myself up to have a good time. And this to me is the counterfeit. It's the counterfeit of me holding space, is me taking responsibility. And does any of this resonate with you? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But I want to conclude with this. As leaders, it is our job to do what is required for our people to be launched and to fly. And that launching and that flying means, yes, we need to grow them to a place, but we need to be able to let go. We need to be able to release them. And you know, our quote this week from Goldie Hawn says the following: if we can just let go and trust that things will work out the way they're supposed to, without trying to control the outcome, then we can begin to enjoy the moment more fully. The joy of the freedom it brings becomes more pleasurable than the experience itself, from Goldie Hawn. And so I want to just suggest to you that the best leaders do not control. The best leaders release. They don't patronize. They don't smother. They grow the space. They raise up. And they launch. They release. Can you let go enough for your people to fly? That is my question.